All right, BradCooney.com in association with HCN Networks is absolutely thrilled to have on board the show country music singer from The Voice Season 9, Miss Morgan Frazier. Morgan, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're definitely glad to have you on board. All right, so let's get into this thing. I've been watching you right from the beginning. I guess before we get to the blind audition, and then we'll walk through, talk about how you ended up on The Voice in the first place.
After leaving my label, I just, I watched Megan Lindsay on The Voice this last season, and she kind of inspired me, to kind of, if she could put herself out there, I was like, well, I might as well, try out and just see where it takes me, and, I've ended up making it through every round so far, so
yeah.
So far so good.
Yeah, it's a good, Megan Lindsay's a good person to use as an inspiration too, because she had a hit song out there that went international and started over.
Yeah.
And so that's good. All right, so the blind auditions, you sang one of my favorite band songs, Cheap Trick, I Want You to Want Me, and I love your rendition. Did you come up with that yourself, the way you organized that?
I did. I actually had that idea to do that song that way probably 4 years ago. And I've been singing it that way for a long time, and and whenever that song, got chosen, and I ended up picking it, I couldn't have been happier. I mean, it's a song that I was really comfortable with, and I've sang that way for 4 years. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved it. Any of the band members from Cheap Trick ever contact you about that yet, and have any comments on Twitter?
No, they haven't. No. That would be really cool.
Yeah, because I've talked to a few of the other Voice contestants. Who was it? Oh, it was Manny Coda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, David Coverdale from Whitesnake actually tweeted him and said, "Great job with the song."
Oh, that is so cool. I just had a really cool experience because I just sang Even If It Breaks Your Heart by Eli Young Band, and they actually tweeted me.
Oh.
And were like, they said, win this thing and let's go on tour together or something like that. Oh.
Yeah, that's great, man.
That's the coolest thing ever.
I love Twitter. That's great when that happens.
I know. Yeah, I love Twitter too.
Yep. So when you sang the Cheap Trick song, Gwen turned first, and then Blake turned right at the last second, and it was funny because Gwen got mad and went over there and harassed him a little bit for doing that. Just all in fun, of course. And you picked Blake, so talk about initially working with Blake, and then we'll get into, because you moved around a little bit, so we'll get into other coaches. But talk about working with Blake.
Working with Blake was awesome. I mean, he is just such a down-to-earth, great guy, hilarious to be around, and, I can learn a lot from him. So it was just so much fun, the short amount of time that I got to work with him.
And, when you went up against Emily Ann Roberts, that had to have been probably the toughest battle I've ever seen. It was such a tough decision. Talk about that experience singing against her.
Well, me and Emily became super fast friends. I mean, she's such a sweet girl, and so I kind of had an intuition, whenever we were both on Team Blake, I'm like, we are definitely getting paired together.
Yeah.
We're both blonde country singers. We're definitely battling each other, and so and our tone is very similar. So whenever we sit down and did the song, she's just so awesome, and whenever she won, I was really, really happy for her. So.
Mhm. And then you were stolen by Pharrell Williams.
I was stolen.
You were stolen, man, by Pharrell Williams. Not a bad person to get stolen from. He's just legendary. He's a great producer and singer. And I just like everything about Pharrell Williams. I'm a big fan of his. Talk about working with him.
Working with him, I mean, gosh, I wouldn't trade my time with him for anything. And, he's just he has a way of just speaking to your soul when he talks to you.
Mm-hmm.
and he just gave me some great pointers, him and Rihanna, and yeah, I absolutely love to work with him.
How good is Rihanna at coaching? She's amazing.
She is crazy good at coaching. Like, she just picks up on these, like, things that, like, you wouldn't even think, and then you're like, wow, that's so much better now,
Mm-hmm.
I think she's great. I think she's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to see her in one of those chairs. I think she'd be amazing.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I can see her. I can see her definitely spinning them chairs one day in the future.
Yeah, definitely.
And I've seen,
sure.
and then social networks really blew up positively for her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so many kind words, and well deserved. She was really, really good.
Yeah, very good.
What's something that Pharrell taught you that you think most positively impact you that you didn't really know prior to meeting him?
I mean, I just didn't know how cool he was. Like, I just really didn't. Like, I was like, oh yeah, Pharrell Williams, he's a producer, I don't listen to a lot of, like, R&B, so I didn't know a lot about him, and then, like, getting to work with him and seeing the kind of person he is, like, just really, like, shocked me,
Mm-hmm.
how great he is at what he does, and, like, yeah, just what a great person he is.
When he stole you, probably, like, if it happened a few years ago, I'd have been like, that's kind of an odd mix right there. But the fact he took Sawyer Fredericks last year and took him to the championship showed me it doesn't matter. I mean, Pharrell Williams can coach anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Like, he really helped me with my confidence and just believing in myself, and so I wouldn't trade my time with him for anything.
So what about getting recognized in public now? More and more people starting to recognize you?
It's kind of funny now, like being downtown where I play downtown at a bar in Nashville, and being down there and people being like, wait a second, aren't you on The Voice? And I'm like, yeah, I am. They're like, what are you doing here? It's kind of crazy.
That's great. Because a lot of them don't realize that the live shows haven't started yet.
Exactly, yeah. Yep.
Have you ever heard of Skylar Lane?
She sings downtown, doesn't she?
Yeah, she was on American Idol a few years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I have.
Yep, Skylar's actually from my town here in Mississippi. I know her well.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
Yep, I was just curious if you knew her. All right, so...
Yeah, I do.
That's awesome. Yeah, she just put out her first EP about maybe a month or two ago. It's called Dirt Covered Lace.
Okay.
Pretty good. Look it up. It's called Dirt Covered Lace.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So you then you got to go up against Darius Scott, who's, man, I mean, his vocal range and he's all over the place. He's just amazing. So talk about. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, the first time that I met the dude, I was like, holy crap. Like, this guy could win the whole dang thing, you know? And he just blew me away. And then when I, like, walked out there and saw that I was being paired with him, I'm like, this is just not fair.
Yeah, because you guys...
It should be fair for anyone.
You guys didn't know, right? You guys didn't know who you were singing against till you walked out there, right?
No, we didn't know who we were singing against. They hid it from us. So, yeah, I walked out there and I was like, are you kidding me? And then I was like, yeah, well, now I'm nervous, like, even more than I was.
Wow.
So, yeah, going up against him was crazy, but he did pump me up, like, watching him, I was like, holy crap, like, I'm so excited to do this right now, so.
Yeah, and you gotta be on your A game when you go up against a guy like him. And there's no... Yeah, I mean, and you did. I mean, and again, Pharrell had like an absolutely miserable decision to make between you and him because it was just so close. So he picked, and you know what? There's really no loser there. I'm just so happy to still be on the show. Yeah, because here comes Blake, and again, he steals you, and you're back with Blake. So talk about that experience. It's like standing up there and, like, I could be going home right now was so scary. But then, Blake pressed his button for me and, like, I was like, oh, I just was overwhelmed.
I was like crying, I think, and I was like so scared to watch that back because I was like, oh, I hope I don't look like a baby up there just like weeping, you know. But I was so happy to still be like to be back on his team and to move forward in the competition. Like, I can't. It was like overwhelming feeling.
Absolutely, and no way did you look like a baby. It's such.
Oh, thank you.
Well, the thing is, you know, you have so much passion, and everybody who goes on that show, if you didn't have passion for it, you wouldn't be there. You know, so there's so much passion and emotions involved. That's just normal, very normal.
No, well, thanks.
Yep, no worries. So you ready, man? Live shows coming up next. How do you feel?
I am like super pumped. I'm actually rehearsing right now, and I'm so excited to get out there on that big stage and you know, just really show what I got. And I can't wait. I'm ready to do it today.
I know. The waiting is the worst part, isn't it?
It is. It's the worst part because you're just like, man, I could just do this right now. I'm not like a wing it kind of girl, but I like to just do it and not overthink it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I bet you were overthinking like crazy right before the blind auditions, though. That's got to be nerve-wracking.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy nerve-wracking, and like you've never been in front of, you know, 4 superstars before singing. So it was kind of crazy.
That's insane. You know, before all this started, I was doing some research on you, preparing for this interview, and before the whole thing with The Voice started, you had some really cool accolades. I saw you won the John Lennon Songwriting Contest, an award. So this is a real passion for a long time for you, isn't it?
Oh, very long time. I'm ever since I could talk, all I wanted to do was sing.
Yep.
And I've just, you know, been working at it probably 10 years now. And so it's, you know, definitely what I want to do for the rest of my life. Yeah,
man. One more thing, I'll let you go because I know you're busy. Me and you have something in common besides a love of music. We were both bullied. I was bullied terribly in grade school, and I'm not going to say his last name, but I'm still mad at him. This kid named Tim in my school.
I'm telling you, we all know our bullies' names, like their first name. Like, it is like, mine was Haley.
See, I know.
You just never forget that.
No, and I know his last name, but I'm going to take the high road still after all these years. I'm still going to go high road. Yes. But yeah, he actually literally kicked me down some stairs one time in school for no reason.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
mine slapped me or pinched me on the arm and like put a huge bruise on my arm.
Yeah, and it's great that you have, you know, a passion to help kids that have been bullied. And I actually have a Facebook page that I started a couple of years ago, an anti-bully page. So it's cool that you're doing that. Now, when you go further in music here, and as you gain more fame, of course, we hope that happens, will you use your influence even more so to help kids that are victims of bullies?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when I first came out with that song, I toured to schools. And I just really wanted to, like, talk to these kids and let them know, mainly my goal was to let them know that they're not alone, you know, and that, you know, there's so many, like, suicides happening due to, like, bullying. And it's so crazy that these kids feel like, you know, they don't have anyone to go to. And that was my main thing. Like, bullying is never going to stop. Like, it's never going to stop. I mean, we even have grown bullies, you know?
Absolutely.
And so it's never going to stop. So mainly I wanted to go to these schools and, like, talk to these kids and, you know, just let them know that they're not alone, not try to, like, you know, look at the bully and be like, don't bully, because that's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you know, that's my main goal with music is to touch people and to, you know, help people in any way that I can if it's just brightening their day with a song. So definitely that is going to be something that I will do for the rest of my life. That's
great. And, you know, the way social networking is, bullies have this free reign to just make life miserable for kids, you know, on Twitter and Facebook.
24 hours a day. I mean, when I was a kid, at least I could get away from it and go home, you know?
Right, me too.
But nowadays, these kids, I mean, it never stops.
Yep. It's a bad deal. So I'm glad you're doing some good things with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Well, all right. I'm going to let you go, but before I do, give me some closing thoughts for all your fans, and also share where all your fans can follow you on your social networks.
I just want to say to my fans, thank you so much for all of the support so far. I mean, to have so much love coming my way just makes my heart so happy. And if you're not following me, you can follow me at @ Morgan Frazier, and that's my handle. So follow me.
That's right. Follow her
and vote for me.
And definitely vote for her. You know, the live shows are coming up, folks. Definitely vote for her. We wish you the best of luck, and I really appreciate you joining us today.